What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. Hope everybody's having a great day. I like to think a lot, and maybe I think a little too much, or maybe I just don't think very well. But we've got a complete sea change of coaching staff, complete purge. The Cowboys have purged everybody, and as far as we know, I don't know of anybody that's necessarily coming back coaching wise. And we know where, at least what I'll say is, at least with Brian Schottenheimer being hired, you saw a lot of his players, that were there to support, to hear what he had to say at the press conference and things. I didn't see any defensive players that are there. Now, that may be because, of course, he was the offensive coordinator. Those are his guys that he's used to working with on an everyday basis. It's not to say he doesn't know the defensive players, but he probably doesn't know them as well as Dak and all of those guys, Ferg, things like that, and Schoonmaker, because he worked with them every single day intimately. The question I have here, because see, this is what's bad. Now, the Cowboys, they decided, we're going to keep consistency for the offense. We're basically acquiescing to Dak Prescott, and you kind of have to. Once you decided that we're going to make him the highest paid player in the NFL, and I pray somebody gets more money than him sometime soon so we can just get rid of that whole thing. But once you made him the highest paid player in the NFL with a 4-year contract, you're married to him. And what you need to do is you need to protect your investment. And the best way they figured that they could protect their investment was by, of course, keeping consistency in a system that he's been in for the last couple of years. A system that we have seen work, that may be being tweaked, will end up being a great thing. So I don't have a problem with that per se. The question now is, what happens with the defense? And we have some players that are free agents and or needing a new contract, as in Micah Parsons, Osa Odighizuwa, Goldston. We've got Jordan Lewis. We have players there that now have uncertainty onto what's going to happen on the defense. Now, we're looking like we're closing in on Matt Eberflus, and, that I think could be a good thing for Micah Parsons, because he was a linebackers coach, which means he understands that linebackers are key. He's worked with DeMarcus Ware, before, and it was part of when he was a 19 and a half sack guy, along with Anthony Spencer being over double digits. Having two guys over double digit sacks is a rarity. You could look at it and say the development of Sean Lee, of course, was with Matt Eberflus. So, you haven't gotten a guy who's fallen off the salad truck, so to speak. But you're now talking about your third defensive coordinator in 3 years. And if you're Micah Parsons, you have to wonder, what does Micah think? As Micah has gone here, he's met with Jerry Jones, here with the national championship game. Not the national championship game, playoff game. It's a playoff game. But having spent hours with Jerry Jones talking about, the future of the Cowboys and whatever else, we weren't in there to know exactly what was going through, saying that he wanted to bring back Mike Zimmer and Mike McCarthy to keep consistency. Now that's blown up. I'm curious how, here's the reality. The reality is Micah can't do anything that he wants to do. Micah says, you know what, I want to be traded. He can say that, but the Cowboys don't have to trade him. And they don't have to get him a long-term deal. He can play on his 5th-year option if they deem it so, in which case then they can franchise him 2 times after that. So Micah technically can't go anywhere for 3 years. And I don't think you really want him to go anywhere. I think you want to hold on to that guy. But I'm curious what the defensive guys are feeling right now with this uncertainty of who's going to be the position coach, having change again for the third time in a row, and how the Cowboys deal with free agency. And I dare say it's an opportunity for the Cowboys. This is an opportunity for the Cowboys to right a wrong, to at least show we're trying to do the right thing. And that is, hat in hand, Micah, let's get this deal done. Let's get this deal done so we can keep Osa and Digizua. Because in the end, you heard Micah basically say, I got no power. I'm just a player in all of this. It's up to Jerry and Stephen Jones with what they want to do with their organization. My job is to be the best player I can. And I want to be here, but I believe I wanted to have some other people here too. Because he's gone on record saying Osa and Digizua, Goldston, Rico, that these are key guys for us. And we saw the Cowboys let go key guys last year that played in the NFC Championship game, and they did not. But I'm thinking, if the Cowboys look and they say Osa's just too expensive, and they don't do something in kind to bring somebody else in here, if I'm Micah Parsons, I think I start becoming a distraction even more to get the hell out of here. Cowboys need to get serious now and show to the players that we're about something other than the circus. I don't know what's going to happen. I wish I had a feeling for it. Listening to Stephen Jones, I hate Stephen Jones being Catboy and the vice president of operations and all that stuff, because I feel like he's an idiot. But I can at least say he doesn't typically lie to you. Jerry Jones will say anything off the top of his head. But Stephen Jones usually tells you like it is, and he recognized, or at least admitted, that we screwed up with, not having enough personnel. They like to try and address it in the draft and in college free agency, which is undrafted free agents. But it sounded like, maybe he recognizes we have to do more in free agency. But we're going to know. We're going to know real quick what's going to happen with this team, because it is already the 28th of January. 1 month from now, it'll be the end of February, because there's only 28 days in that month. And on the 13th of March is legal tampering. I think that's the date. So we'll know in 2 months if it's business as usual and don't expect anything, or if this is a new Dallas Cowboys. Peace.